SFL Nation, what up, doe? Welcome to Chicago, my hometown, home of the 4-4 Chicago Warriors, as they welcome to the Thermoplex the Sin City Samurai at 3-4. Both teams looking to rebound off some tough losses last week. But yo, my name is Eddie Gage, once again calling play-by-play. I guess they'll allow me to come back. I guess I'm doing an okay job. Along with myself in the booth, I got Jess alongside with me. Jess, we got two teams in desperate need of a win. Tell me, young man, what do you think the keys to victory are for these two teams tonight?
The keys to victory for Chicago is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. As long as the mad scientist can continue to feed that screaming demon and get him into the end zone, that's going to go a long way toward getting them the victory today. And there's a trophy at that dance, and all you need is a ticket. Whether you're first seed or 12th seed, the ball bounces funny. And right now in this very competitive season, probably one of the most competitive we've ever had in the SFL, it's anybody's ball game in this playoff race.
Chicago won the coin toss, elected to receive the ball. The ball is off the tee, and we are underway. Fielded at the 1 yard line. They're going to bring it out and tackle right there at the 22 yard line. They're going to mark it. First down, Chicago. Let's go over this Chicago's lineup. At quarterback, top attack. The man does it all. He runs it. He passes it. He's second in the league in rushing touchdowns. He does it all. At wide receivers, you got Caleb Giffis, John Fullerton, Bobby Tarantino, tight ends Dean Jackson, and Paulie 1-800-TRUTH. We'll go over that starting offensive line here in a moment. Chicago going to come out with two tight ends on the field. All the top attacks left, five-step drop, gets the ball out quick, and hits his man for a first down. A gain of about 14 yards in the play. Great strike here on first down to get the offense going.
You really got to love that. Just a simple pitch and catch. Cuts back right into the breadbasket. And you can see the defender, Joshua Jurr, just kind of falls over his own 2 feet. Beautiful early first down for the Warriors offense.
Former wide receiver from Florida, Caleb Gibson, with the reception. Going to come out and split spread this time. 3 wide receivers on the field. Kind of by a 4-2 nickel defense. You got single safety high. 5-step drop. Gets the ball out quick once again. And again, complete. Catch and run. Look at all the yak yards for Chicago as they get a big gain out on the plus side of the 50. Big catch and run there by Chicago. Going to set them up inside territory.
They must have heard me like, you know, I'm on this team too, right? Says John Fullerton. 5 seasons with Chicago so far. That 6'4" frame, you can just float it right over the top. And the back tried to jump the route and paid the price for it with a huge gain. That puts him in the red zone early.
And he is a true athlete at the convention. He's playing football with us, and I tell you what, reminds me of myself when I was his age. Nonetheless, flip type triple, going to hand the ball off for the first time tonight. Going to be a pickup of about 2 yards. Second down and 8, tackled by Kanye Rockefeller.
Sunday night, Kanye Rockefeller decided it's going to be a little bit of WWE here in the SFL. He really slammed him to the turf on that one, 3-time All-Star, and made a trip to the game last season.
Absolutely, he did. And here they come out this time on Strong Eye Pro. 2 backs on the field, 1 tight end. Going to be a give to the up back here. Picks up about 4 yards. Going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
And when you can keep it simple like that up the middle, that 3rd and 2, you can attack this a whole bunch of ways. You can go horizontal, you can go vertical. And don't forget, you got that big body, Paulie Truth, somewhere, anywhere, all at once.
That was Dean Jackson on the carry. Play action this time. Paulie Truth sees no one over there trying to run for it, and they're going to fall just short of the first down marker. Kanye Rockefeller with his second tackle on this drive, and Paulie Truth, top attack. He's got to die for that one.
You never give up on the.
Oh, they're going to challenge this one.
We have here.
They're going to challenge the spot on the ball, but I think that call is going to stand as called, but we shall see.
Yeah, that's probably going to stand as called. Kanye Rockefeller follows it all the way through. You know, don't look at all the fancy moves. Just look at the body of the receiver and make the tackle there. Yeah, this one, you know, in my opinion. Ooh, that's a close shave.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand this call, but we'll see what they say. Yeah, and it does stand, so it's going to be 4th down in inches. Chicago's going to likely bring out their kicker, Christian Ronald Suey, here on a field goal attempt.
Oh, don't take it out on the clipboard. What did the clipboard ever do to you?
I see this is going to be a fun one this afternoon in the booth with you.
Yeah, I got to coach another clipboard.
Chip shot field goal attempt here from 25 yards out from the left hash. The ball is up, and it is right down the middle. Chicago strikes first to take a 3-0 lead.
Really good job there on the defense there to force Chicago into kicking a field goal. They get into the red zone a lot, but they have a habit of not hitting pay dirt as much as they'd like. So great job by the Sin City defense to hold them to only a field goal in that early drive.
Now 15 of 18 on the season is Christian Ronald Suey, so great job by him. Now Chicago to kick this ball off to Sin City. They're going to get the ball for the first time today. Won't get a chance to return as that ball is kicked deep into the end zone. Going to be fielded for a touchback there. Sin City coming off a tough loss last week to my Arizona Scorpions. Talking to their head coach, Zach Boom, I said, what's the game plan today? He said, man, we're going to air out the football and let the chips fall where they may. And you can see here, they're going to come out right on cue, 5 wide. 5-step drop by Scott Patterson. Going to get the ball out to the out route, but you got 2 receivers. Look like they ran into each other and forced that incompletion.
Yeah, good pickup on the blitz.
Let's go over this lineup really quick if we can. Scott Patterson, their quarterback, and the tailback, you got Hubbard Cambrell, Robert Johnson, and Logan Lee. Fullback is Sherry Monacarlo. We get the rest of this lineup here in a moment. 5-step drop again, 5 wide receiver set. Gonna get the ball out, and wow, right over the head of the defender is a perfect pass to the team's leading receiver, Al DeLaPree Sr.
That was really pretty. 12 seasons in the league, 7 with Chicago here. And that is a veteran move right there. One-on-one coverage, go over the top and make the catch.
Sin City right on cue. I mean, Zach wasn't kidding. They did this versus, I believe it was DC a few weeks ago and put up 51 points. Let's see what happens here tonight. 3-2 defense by Chicago. 5-step drop. Goes the ball right down the middle of the field and finds his man this time. Again, 2 passes, 2 first downs for Sin City. This time it's wide receiver Kenny Hendricks.
You know, tell these guys we got player intros we have to do, but no, all these big plays, 20 yards at a time, 30, 40 yards at a time. We may never get around to it, but you know what? If it's any consolation, we're watching some really great football so far.
The rest of this talent, you got wide receiver Kenny Hendricks, Al DeLaPree Sr., who just made those first 2 plays. Then you got tight end Talon Steele and Taylor Bobby. 5-step drop. They not wasting any time. Another completion to Hendricks for another first down. 3 passes, 3 first downs for this Sin City offense.
You know, he who is open will continue to catch the football. You know, I'm not quite sure who said it, but I'm pretty sure that person was a very wise football old soul. Look at that. Just right in the zone, in the pocket, just caught it. That was beautiful. Simple and clean.
First down, Sin City already on the plus side of the 50. 3-2 defense here again by Chicago, trying to counter this passing. Going to send a blitz, but they get the ball out quick and bang, bang play. No time for the pass to develop. This time, first incompletion by Scott Patterson.
Yeah, lots of pressure there, and he just decided to try to squeeze it into a football-sized window and put all the mustard on it that he could, but there was just nowhere to go with it. And luckily, it only fell to the turf.
Wow, I hope Chicago has their track shoes on. It looks like it's going to be a track meet out here. 5 receivers on the field. Again, this time they're going to come with a 4-1 dime, trying to put pressure on Scott Patterson. Back out of the blitz, get the ball out quick again. And wow, look at that completion right over the defender, down the right sideline, down to about the 4-yard line. Once again, Kenny Hendricks with the reception, his 3rd of this drive.
This offensive line is doing a brilliant and beautiful job of picking up these blitzes and giving Scar Patterson plenty of time to throw. The season 18 offensive rookie of the season is showing why he is the man in this Sin City offense.
Our Joker set 2 tight ends and 1 wide receiver on the field. Chicago in goal line. Scarpatta's going to be a drop back, going to be a delay off to the left side, and about a yard and a half short is Robert Lee on that carry. And oh wow, we got a man down already. My goodness, hope he is okay. Chicago is deep in the secondary, but you do not want to lose anyone at this stage of the game, especially with Sin City coming out pass heavy.
No, especially the season 24 defensive rookie of that season, Crunk-worthy. It's always lost, but there's an old saying in this business: next man up.
Next man up mentality, absolutely. Queen City showed that last week in their Monday night game versus Florida. Going to be a strong Jokers this time. Going to be a dive right up the gut, and that didn't fool anyone. They didn't take a loss on the play with that carry as Logan Lee.
Let me tell you, I think Logan Lee should probably change his name to Nope. Simple as that. Nope. That's his second time stuffing the run. Mr. Nope, fill in the gaps.
Wing Jokers, 5-step drop, gets the ball out quick, and another bang play.
There he
and
is.
This time it is broken up by the GM / linebacker DJ Kilgannon.
DJ Kilgannon.
Gonna set up a field goal attempt.
I just it felt like the right thing.
From exactly where you would be kicking the extra point from, it's going to be on the left hash. From 19 yards out, that ball is up and good. 2 scoring drives by each team, both led to field goals.
Great stance at the goal line for both of these squads. You know, you can have the red zone, but the house, no, you're not getting into the house. This could be a real cruiser? Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. See if I can copyright that.
Get some cash ready, you're gonna need it. Chicago gonna return this one. Oh, and makes a couple of men miss there on the tackle. A stiff arm, another one going down the near sideline and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Great job by Caleb Giffis, showing his versatility there. He's a wide receiver as well as a kick returner.
He's just giving out stiff arms. He says you can have a stiff arm and you can have a stiff arm. Would you like one too? Here you go, buddy. I don't want to leave you out of this one. And luckily the 12th tackler was able to get him out of bounds the sideline. If it were about maybe 50 yards wider on each side, he would have been gone, that's for sure.
Gonna set up great starting field position for Chicago here. And now it's their time to come out on first down when a trip set, 3 receivers, a type attacks left side. Gonna be a draw play, but that fooled absolutely no one as Chicago was all over that one. Gary Burney with the tackle for loss.
Gary Burney, season 19 All-Star, just right on the money. You know, simple, easy tackle to make. Just boom, bring him right down. 2nd and 10.
Blitz spread look, 3 wide receivers and along with 2 backs in the backfield. Gonna be a 5-step drop. Time's running out, but he gets the ball out and it is knocked away. Great deflection. Man-to-man defense, and he's able to knock the ball away. Not too many times you see a man able to make that kind of coverage. Joshua Durr, the nickelback, with the deflection.
It was a hard throw to make. It was the right throw. It was a hard throw. It was even harder with that coverage.
Trip set versus a 4-1 dime. Type attack gets the ball out quick and finds a wide open 1-800-Paulie on the reception to move the chains.
Yeah, you know, luckily it's a very easy number to remember, especially that big old 85. You know, you see it and the hairs on your neck, they just start to spark up, and your eyelids, you know, they just start, your pupils dilate, and you just sing it in there. That's Paulie Truth for you, ladies and gentlemen.
You was wondering how long he would disappear because last week he was practically a no-show for this Chicago offense, but they were hurting versus the defense they played last season. Let's see if he can pick it up. Going to be a give right up the gut. Gain of about a yard in Chicago. So far, Sin City's playing this run game pretty tight.
Yeah, and so far, you know, we all know that board game where you buy hotels and houses, and right now, the very middle of that line, that clearly belongs to Sin City.
Beak Eye Pro. 5-step drop, gets the ball out. That ball is almost deflected away and almost taken back to the house. That's the second time on this drive that Nickelback is out here making plays.
I tell you, if you type attack, that's one of those where you put your hands on your sides and you kind of lean like all the way back as far as you can, because you know coach is going to want to talk with you about that one when you get back on the sidelines.
Quads look, first time we've seen this today from Chicago. They're going to send a man in motion to the near side of the field. Sin City's showing their hand. It's going to be man-to-man defense. Off man, I should add. 5-step drop. Surveys, finds no one open, tries to get out of there, but time runs out on top attack, and he is down again. Sacked 11 times last week. Add another one to that monster. They got to protect this young man better than this.
And there was nowhere to go with it, too. And I think he saw a mismatch, and he really wanted to get it, but he just didn't have enough time to develop it. Tried to run out, and that just never materialized.
Punting for the first time today in Chicago. Not a great punt. This ball is going to go out of bounds. That's going to be a net gain of about maybe 19 yards on that kick. That's bad.
Yeah, that's about what I can do.
Consider how much money they're paying him. Got to do better than that. But nonetheless, Scar Patterson back out here with this 5-wide receiver set. Going to send a man in motion to the far side of the field. Elliott Pope Jr. 5-step drop right down the middle of the field and completed. The tight end, Talon Steele.
You know, they're able to pick up these blitzes quick enough for Steele to get out there, and like there's too much cushion on the man coverage, and these receivers are tough, and they're able to pull in these catches.
Probably spotted at the 36-yard line for Scar Patterson. 5-step drop, great protection, but time runs out and Scar goes down. First time tonight, the offensive line did not quite hold, but I noticed for Chicago, they've been playing 3-2 defense most of this game, but this time they added a fourth and sent the man on a blitz, and down goes Scar Patterson.
Well, you know, if you keep getting closer, close enough, you do eventually get there. They're hurrying Scar Patterson right now.
5-step drop, they're going to go back to the traditional 3-2 defense. Going to send a man to the far side of the field. 5-step drop, better protection this time, gets the ball out, and it is complete to Al De La Pre Sr., his favorite receiver on the team. Going to set up 3rd down and 2.
And definitely that's his 3rd target. That's going to be another reception for the young man. Great job to get open in there. And look at these yards per receptions, 18.3, 14.5, 19. When they catch these balls, they're getting a lot of real estate when they do it.
Weak odd jokers versus this soft box from Chicago, but they bottled them up anyway and tackled for a loss on the play. Since he's got to punt this ball away, Logan Lee goes nowhere.
Dylan Bamsler. Free safeties are free because strong safeties are strong. Protecting the line of scrimmage. That's what you love seeing.
Gonna punt this ball away to Chicago, and be fielded at about the 25-yard line. Return 6 yards to the 31-yard line. Again, good starting field position here for Chicago.
Chicago does very well in starting field position. They're leading the league in it right now.
I see you've been reading my notes. Good job, young man. Of course.
No one does notes better than you, Eddie. You're a chef's kiss. Just
about all that. 2 tight ends on the field for Chicago. Going to send a man in motion to the far side of the field. For those of you guys listen to the radio, they're going east to west. Going to be a quick 3-step drop, surveys and finds a man in a tight window for a 1st down. Both these teams attacking the offense in chunks. This time it's Bobby Tarantino.
And they're attacking these zones. You know, if you give your quarterback enough time, look at that. Nice read right into the pocket. And you've got tough physical receivers.
Tough indeed to take these hits over the middle they've been taking here. But type attack, he's a gunslinger leading the league in passing yards and attempts. Going to come out empty this time to just further that resume. Paulie Truth lined up to his left. 5-step drops, looking for Paulie Truth. Gonna get a great block from his receiver, picking up an additional yardage before finally being tackled down at about the 36-yard line.
Dive attack right now on the day, 109.7 QB rating. That was before Paulie Truth caught that one-handed. Maybe he's trying to be a little flashy, a little cashy. Very cool mustachey, but I like it very much. Lots of fun football. 40 seconds and counting here in the first.
Tight end Dean Jackson got him those extra yards after the catch with that great block. Look, a 4-4 defense this time, and look at this, a strong power. But there's a fumble on the play, and it is picked up by Sin City on the recovery. Wow, and again, you know, we talk about it all season long. You got to get depth at that running back position. I think it's one of the most important positions in the SFL in this era, and wow, what a price to pay. Sin City looking to cash in on this turnover.
And that's what Zach Benjamin tells him. If it's in the country, you pick it up. If it's in the city, you fall on it.
Mark Gronick with the fumble recovery. Sin City coming out with the same resume. 5 wide receivers on the field. Gonna send a man in motion to the near side. Five-step drop. Looks, great pocket, and complete. Just shy of the 50-yard line, and guess who? Al Dillapre Sr., and at this rate, he's going to be an all-star.
They're picking up these blitzes so beautifully. Look at how everybody just finds an assignment and gives Scar Patterson enough time to find the receiver. Give me a second to make sure I actually said that properly as we go to the end of the first quarter.
End of one, ladies and gentlemen. Al Dillapre Sr. with 4 catches on 6 targets, having himself a great night so far. But nonetheless, we got ourselves a defensive-minded contest so far, as both defenses have held in the red zone.
And it was Sin City that had the ball. See, you were just testing me, Eddie, to make sure that you know that. I was on my P's and Q's.
At all times, sir. Gonna send the man in motion to the far side of the field this time. 5-step drop, gets the ball out, and that ball is tipped up in the air and almost intercepted. How it wasn't, I do not know. 3 Chicago Warriors were in the vicinity, and somehow Zachary Hamburger was not able to come up with that deflection.
You got to do those push-ups. That duck was up there, and that was anybody's for the taking. You grab your face mask like, oh, I can't believe it. Get the next one.
5-step drop. These cornerbacks got to be getting tired out here. Getting the ball out, and that ball, again, back-to-back great defensive plays by Zachary Hamburger with the deflection.
Yeah, there was a lot of violence in that pit when that ball showed up.
3rd down and 10. Haven't seen Sin City in a 3rd down and long so far tonight. This is their first stab at it. Let's see how they do. And Chicago, again, adding that 4th man to the line of scrimmage to get extra pressure. They bring them, but the pocket holds, and it's going to be a great one-handed grab there by Sin City to move the chains. Once again, Kenny Hendricks. It's been the Kenny Hendricks and Al Dillapre Sr. show so far.
At that point, I mean, just rinse and repeat. Pick up the blitz, finds the hole in the zone, throws another beautiful pass to Kenny Hendricks. I mean, if they keep him on his feet, he's going to do this all day.
Anytime he's gotten great protection, that has been the result. Chicago going back to that 3-2 soft box. This time they're going to bring pressure. They can bring in 5, force him to get the ball out, and again, proof is in the pudding. When you put pressure on Scar Patterson and you force him to get the ball out quick, these receivers don't have time to allow the route develop.
You know, anybody that said pressure makes diamonds never played in the SFL at quarterback.
I tried it for a brief moment, but I was too short. I couldn't see over the line. I had a great arm, but it was hard seeing over those offensive linemen. Again, they got 4 men on the line. Do they bring pressure? Do they drop off? I don't know, but they're going to bring Talent Steele in motion. 5-step drop, good protection, gets the ball out, and complete once again to Al Dillapre Sr., who's putting on a show out here tonight.
And great toughness by Scar Patterson. As you can see, the devil was right on his back, closing in on him, and he was able to stay tough in the pocket, capitalize, and close in, and not let Cronkworthy, hey, Cronkworthy sighting. I think he's back in the game.
Great medical staff out here in the SFL. Those digital PEDs and that digital medicine does wonders. Gonna send Kenny Hendricks in motion. Scar Patterson line holds, but the ball is batted up in the air by defensive linemen for Chicago. Otherwise, they'd like to be a completion, but Chicago, great job being alert and getting your hands on the play to knock that ball away.
That's what I love about the SFL. Peter Mark Garza goes up there. It's his rookie year. He's learning how hard these guys hit at the big boy level, and then he just gets slammed in midair back to the turf. That was great.
Chicago bringing pressure again. 6 men coming after him this time, but the line holds and touchdown. Sin City. Kenny Hendricks strikes again. This time it's for 6.
Let me tell you, that's going to be 5 receptions on the day. He's caught every target that's been thrown to him. Now he just got a touchdown and just fed it right to the inside seam and then muscled his way through the defender to make it to the goal line. Tenacity, toughness. Ricky Robinson fought him the entire way. 5'11", 215. He's not a little guy, but he pushed him all the way through, and it looks like Sin City has scored for it.
Sin City's offense has paid dividends whenever they protected Scar Patterson. It's when they brought the blitz and put pressure in his face that they struggle. Perhaps Chicago, when they get back to the sidelines and talk about things, is going to decide to bring more pressure, because when he has time, he's just out there playing any, meeny, miny, mo. And unfortunately for Chicago, those targets have been Kenny Hendricks and Al Dillapre Sr. Ball is off and underway, and another great kick. This ball is going to be forced to be down in the end zone, started at the 20 for Chicago.
This game has a very interesting pace to it. At 10-3, we still have 8:39 left in the second.
Tap to come out with a spread look versus this 4-2 nickel defense. Both corners shedding the edges, but it's going to be a run up the gut and carry for about 8 yards on the play. It's a generous spot, but showing confidence in the young man, going right back to him after he fumbled on that last possession.
Well, the Chicago Warriors have those contract, linemen, including Finney Flex and Rick Ross, both in the rookie year, and they just pushed right through the line to create that gap.
Going to be play action after the run this time. He sees no one open, going to take off with it, and nothing but green grass in front of him before sliding down just inside the 40-yard line. Top attack. I mean, he is this offense for Chicago.
He does it all. He runs, he throws, he sings, he dances. I mean, he's just the guy. And, and also when you're tie tack, like, you got to kind of open your eye after cringe up and like, okay, all right, he didn't fumble. He's okay. He's okay.
Blitz spread here again. They liking that on this drive. Gonna send a man in motion. That's Caleb Giffis. 5-step drop. Look at the protection. Great job. Oh, wow. You got to come up with that catch, Caleb. Got to come up with that catch, Caleb.
Yeah, he had it. He had more than enough time to catch it, too. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's hard to catch a football when you get blasted like that, but he had enough time to set his feet and get it down and make the catch.
Ball looked to be a little bit underthrown, but nonetheless, that's a catch he has to make. 4 wide receivers and a tight end on the field. Type attack, surveying, gets the ball out to his big tight end after no one downfield was open. Picks up 8, set down a 3rd down and 2.
It's high tack. You might want to call the number for SFL care, man. He got twisted around in there. He got up really quick. You can tell he likes the pit, and he likes the mud, and he likes the action in there.
6'6", 251. He better 3rd down and 2. Great job kicking it down to his check down. Paulie Truth with back-to-back catches. They called him a few times last week, but he did not answer the call. But so far, perhaps he added a second line, because when one line is busy, he picks up call waiting and answers the second one.
Maybe
Gonna
he's
go
got,
empty.
extra set of hands.
He does have great hands. Gonna go empty. Another catch down, throw down the sidelines, and this time they come up with a contested catch. I believe that was Caleb Giffords. It is on the reception.
Caleb Giffords saying, you know what, I can catch those contested catches. Send that ball
Yeah.
my way again.
Sometimes the hardest catches to catch are the ones when you're wide open because it's just so much pressure.
Yeah, you think about the dance before you catch it.
Our Joker set. Paulie's gonna roll out and look at the protection. What are you doing, Paulie? He had the first down, but he tried to get a little bit too cute with it. Pick up the first down and then get pretty. Don't try to get too cute before you pick up the first down. And now he's gonna set up a 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, you're thinking about the wrong place to get your photo taken. Like, get it taken in the end zone. That right there is not the moment for your photo op.
Look for the quarterback sneak here. I have a feeling it's coming. They've been running it all season out of this Our Joker set. 2 tight ends on the field. 4-4 defense by Sin City. No, it's going to be a rollout. And this time, Paulie Truth again. Tackle for a loss on the play. Sin City buckled down, and Mark Gronick makes the play.
Mark Gronick, there he is again, making another huge play. Whenever Ty tries to run out, if you can get a foot on him, right, just like taking down the Mastodon, get a foot, and then everybody else can show up to take care of the rest.
Fair catch there by Chicago, going to be spotted at the 14-yard line. 5:19 left to go in this first half. Can Chicago put a drive together to try to tie this game up before this first half concludes?
It's going to be all about going back to the hot hand.
3-2 defense versus this empty set. Sin City's loving it so far. Gonna send a man to the far side of the field. Trying to draw him off sides, but nothing going. Clean pocket, gets it out, and again, my goodness, Al Dillapre Sr. I don't know what kind of cleats these defenders have on. Are they slipping, trying to keep up with him? This time they catch him in the zone. He finds an empty spot in the zone and gets open, but they got to change something up because Al Dillapre is out here just putting on a wide receiver clinic on how to get open.
And Dillapre Sr., like a grocery store, is making his money by volume. That's his 10th target tonight.
Scar Patterson, another clean pocket, and wow, look at that catch. It makes a man miss going down the near sideline. What a great catch and run by Elliott Pope Jr., 5'10", and he's using that short niftiness to not only catch that pass. First of all, he's 5'10", so the fact he's out there and just bossing defenders is one thing, but then to use that athletic ability to get open and get all those yak yards is another.
And not a bad time to have your first reception of the contest.
4:29. I thought they were going to try to milk some of this clock, but they are just using this vertical passing game. Another 5-step drop, and that ball is picked off. It was only a matter of time before it happened. You just strike it while the iron is hot, but eventually your luck is going to run out. You got to get more of a run game going. Sooner or later, these DBs, they're just going to ignore the run game, focus on the pass, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Live by the deep sword route, die by the deep sword route. You keep testing the habits, and that was an amazing athletic catch right there. Derek Majors just grabbed up there and got it. The 11-season veteran, 5'10", 216, made himself look 7'10", 216 with that vertical, and that was a huge play.
I think that's what it was. He must have hops. Maybe he invested in calf conditioning or something, because at 5'10", he got up there. Going to be a give to the back. Going to go right up the gut for a pickup of about 3 yards. 4:10 left in the ball game. Can Chicago do what they can to try to put points on the board before this half expires?
And the beauty of this right here is that you don't have to rush. You can take your time with this. Sin City's going to get the ball back at the half, so you want to try to score points here with as little time on the clock as possible.
Chicago doesn't know what taking your time means. They're a quick play offense. Look at this, going right downfield, right on cue. They don't believe in 3- and 4-yard dump-offs. Bobby Tarantino with his second catch of the game.
Tight Attack's probably hearing me like, yeah, take my time. Yeah, I'm just going to throw a 30-yard pass to my guy, Bobby Tarantino. Not really our style.
With these two offenses, it seems like no lead is safe because they don't know what a 5-yard catch or route is. They are running vertical. 5-step drop out of this tight triple set. Tight Attack going to take off and run it with slide, young man, and he does after a gain of about 15.
Into the red zone once again. 3:08 and ticking. Their timing is nice. Look at that. Finds the gap, keeps on moving, slides very intelligently to avoid further damage.
Tight Attack with his 5th carry on the game already here in his first half. That's more than Ashley has carried the ball all season, I believe it is. Tight triple set with 2 tight ends on the field, 2 receivers in the back. They're going to attack it with a man defense in the blitz, and that ball is picked off. Are you kidding me? Was that Mike All?
Yes, it was.
Mike All with the interception. That ball was batted down by his teammate. You want to talk about a tip drill? It is not too often you see a tip drill with a defensive lineman coming up with the reception.
And let me tell you,
Mark Gronick with the deflection and Mike All with the interception.
Sometimes you catch the ball and sometimes it catches you. I mean, the fridge opened and suddenly there was a football in it.
Wow. And now with 2:48 left in this first half. How are they going to respond? 5 receivers going to throw the ball vertically downfield, and Kenny Hendricks with another reception. It's been a Kenny Hendricks, Al DeLaPree Sr. show here tonight.
Let me tell you, he's already close to 100, and that might actually put him over 100 for the day. That's a great day at the office. 6 receptions, 100 yards, and a score. Woo! I think you're going to be getting some money after this game tonight.
Took the words right out of my mouth. 109 yards receiving. He's got bonus money coming, and we aren't even at halftime yet. You already know the formation, folks. 5 wide receivers on the field, and this one is caught for a gain of nothing. Might have lost half a yard. It's talent steal.
That could have been a lot worse if the defensive back was in much better position. That could have been a house call. So luckily it was just the ball taken back to the line of scrimmage. 2-minute warning's coming right up.
2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. We got a fast-moving first quarter. Both teams vertically challenging these defenders. They don't need cleats out here. They need track shoes.
Oh, yeah. Some guys have ladders when they jump.
3-2 defense by Chicago. It feels like I'm just repeating the same story. 3-2 defense versus a 5 wide receiver set. Scar Patterson gets the ball out, and that ball is deflected away and lucky to not be intercepted. Chicago's Melodious Manning all over that one.
Yeah, the season 24 All-Star, and he went up for that one. That was cool.
Yes, it was. 5'10", Melodious Manning showing his hops. Scar Patterson throws the ball right down the middle of the field, and again, my goodness, whenever you need a first down, just dial up Al DeLaPree Sr. or Kenny Hendricks and help get the ball and move the chains for you.
See, I want you to imagine that you're just rubbing your fingertips with your thumb and just put both of them up. Just put both of them up. That's what he's doing right now. Show me the money!
He keep making plays like this, he's going to ask for a max contract in the offseason.
You're going to get it at halftime.
I tell you, Severin grabs for 132 yards receiving already in this game. Chicago, are they bringing pressure? Not sure yet. They back out of it, but they bring the slot corner, but they leave a void in the middle of the field and on that alongside that far sideline, right where the blitz came from. Chicago tried to surprise them, but Scar Patterson, he is a veteran of this league, 8 seasons in now. He's seen it all. He was ready for it.
And what's making this possible is Elliott Pope Kenny Hendricks is getting open quickly before the pressure can make its way to Scar Patterson. That is such an asset to have, and that's why they're moving the ball the way they are right now.
3-2 dime. Chicago showing man defense. They're going to bring the pressure off the strong side. And guess who again? Al Dillapre Sr. He's going to need an IV bag at halftime.
He's in the zone. It's like when you watch a basketball player that's in the zone and they put up the three and they start running back before it's nothing but net. That is where Scar Patterson is right this moment.
I believe it's his I-wing jokers. Gonna pass out of this one too. And wow, that's a great tackle, because had he not made it, that might be a touchdown, Jess.
You know, when you're a safety, you are the last line of defense. You got to be ready to make that tackle on the island. Great play.
Guard Patterson trying to capitalize. They are inside the SFL red zone. You know the formation. Time running out, and it does run out. Down goes Scar Patterson. Chicago brings the blitz, and they makes them pay.
J.J. Bailey came hot off the knife, and there was nobody in position to even pick him up. The quickest way to the quarterback is a straight line, and they gave it to him there.
Going to go in a gun this time. Ball spotted at about the 15-yard line. Going to send a man in motion to the far side of the field. He's going to audible on this play. They bring pressure, but he gets the ball out, and that ball is almost intercepted. And it would have went for 6. They were all over that one. Havo Ramsey, the free agent from Nashville, almost made him pay for it.
That's the life of a quarterback. You can make 100 great passes, but all you got to do is blink once at the wrong time.
Going to go empty. They are going to bring pressure from that slot corner. You can see it coming from a mile away. It looks like the Mike linebacker might be coming as well. They do bring that pressure, and they get it out quick, and again, forced to dump it off to Taylor Bobby for a gain of about 2 yards. Going to set up a 4th down and 12, and on comes the field goal unit.
Well, if you're Mike O'Neill, you got what you wanted there from your defense. Just hold them to a field goal, make sure they don't break into the house.
30-yard field goal attempt here by Charles Franz. I believe he was the 2nd overall pick in the 1st round 2 seasons ago. Trying to milk some clock. That ball is up and just inside the left upright for allow Sin City to extend their lead 13-3.
Man, what a tale of 2 very different ball games. Just tight throughout, and it's a tale of turnovers so far. But don't forget, in 27 seconds, Eddie, you've been in this league a long time, a lot of seasons. You know a lot can happen in just 27 seconds.
We've seen it all before. First of all, it's going to start with this kickoff return unit. Do they get an opportunity? No, they do not, as once again forced to field the ball inside the end zone, starting the ball off at the 20.
Interesting position to be in if you're type attack, right? You've got a big name offense. You're all about the big play. Do you go for it, or do you rest on your laurels? You know what? I know their style. I think I'm going to try to open it up.
4-4 defense versus this tight triple set. Paulie Truth lined up to his right. Do they look for him? It's been a while since we called his name. No, they're going to bump the ball off for a gain of about 2 yards to his backup tight end.
Yeah, it took some time off the clock, but, you know, you got a free timeout stepping out of bounds.
21 seconds left. We know that this offense is not going to settle to attempt to just run this clock out and get into halftime. They're going to try to cut down this lead and come out in the odd twins look. First time we've seen this today. Sin City and the man defense, they're going to run the ball. And to my surprise, picks up about 6 yards. Set up a 3rd down and 4, but I believe that's going to take us to the end of the half.
Yeah, we're probably going to take it to the end here. 7-6, 5-4. They're walking out there, but I think that's going to be the end of the first half.
End of the first half, 13-3. Sin City has the lead, trying to get the win here on the road in Chicago. Jess, what do you think Chicago has to do to try to get back into this game?
try to find a way to put concrete blocks on the hands of Kenny Hendricks. It's what they have to do. And they have to start getting to Scar Patterson with these blitzes. You can send 4, 5, 6, 7. You can send 1,000 defenders at the quarterback. But if you can't get that pressure, you are leaving yourself vulnerable to a receiving core that right now is playing at a extremely high level. And this is just a game where also don't forget those turnovers. You know, they paid very dearly for them. You know, they're both even on it 1-1 right now. So it's going to be about who plays the cleaner ball game and who can manage to start getting to the quarterback and imposing their will on the passer.
Chicago came into this game 6th in pass defense, but that pass defense has gotten shredded tonight. 278 yards by Scar Patterson already here to start this third quarter, and they're going to get the ball to start this third quarter to perhaps expand on that lead. And again, another great kick. Starting this game off, this drive off at the 20, and I'd be remiss if I did not speak on a defense here for Chicago. On the defensive line, you got Jad McPherson, Peter Mark, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, outside linebackers DJ Kilgannon, and we get to that secondary. It's a deep one here in a moment. 5 wide receiver set, 3-2 down. They're going to bring pressure. Scar Patterson, the deep line host, but it's going to be a fumble. They rule it, but picked up by Sin City. But I believe Chicago might get a second look at that. I'm not sure if he secured the catch.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. It definitely doesn't look like.
Yeah, he did not.
He never had that.
That ball was popped loose before his feet hit the ground, so I'm sure. And there it is. Tabakak's going to throw in that challenge flag. As we get another look at that, let me get through the rest of this secondary. Again, it's a deep one. You got Havo Ramsey, Zachary Hamburger, former Arizona Scorpion out there, Derek Majors, Ricky Robinson, Melodious Manning, and you got safeties Kronk Worthy, Alex Bond, Dylan Bamsler, and J.J. Bailey. And in special teams unit, you got kicker Christian Renard Sui, and a punter is David Roosh.
Let me tell you, those Arizona players are the best. They're the best dressed. They're the most charismatic. They're the coolest in the room. You know it.
And remind everybody, I did not pay you to say that.
No, not at all.
And indeed, that call has been overturned. So Sin City going to keep their offense on the field. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
But I will make sure to bill you later.
Send it to my agent. I'm sure they'll take care of it.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Bringing pressure from the secondary is Chicago on this. We've seen them. Once they've done this, they've had success with it. Looks like they're bringing a total of 6 guys on the blitz. Scar Patterson has to get this ball out quick. 5-step drop. Here comes that pressure. The line holds. He gets it out and finds his big tight end, Talon Steele, to set up a 3rd down and 3. And just like that, for the first time tonight, we got a game break. What you got going on in Florida, Cam?
Thank you, Eddie. The Storm competing for the top of that East Division. Toss play out to Chris Comisac. Gives Florida a 35-17 lead in the 4th quarter. Baltimore's Victor Ironleg just missed his first field goal of the season. Florida's ball. Back to you.
Did not expect that kind of offensive productivity out of Florida, but hey, they are 5-time champions. Our Joker's set. Looking to get the ball out and finds his big tight end Talon Steele for a catch and run for additional 4 or 5 yards on the play. They're going to move the chains.
Beautiful play right there. They want to try to avoid the fate that has fallen the last drives. The last drives have ended in an interception for Sin City, an interception for Chicago, and a fumble for Sin City.
Scar Patterson looking confident out there as he surveys the defense. Here comes the blitz again, right up to his weak side, but it could be a wow. And oh my goodness, I believe if Al DeLaPree Sr. does not hesitate, that's going to be a catch and run. He's probably still running right now.
You know, they just keep feeding DeLaPree the ball. Like, he might not get it all the time, but he's gotten 46% of his receptions, 6 for 13. And he's averaging 13.7 time he gets it. He's 82 on the day. These receivers are eating good.
If he cuts back to the outside, I think that's a house call.
Yeah, he's gone.
5-step drop again. Oh, that ball is almost intercepted. Intended for Al DeLaPree Sr., but a great job of showing awareness to bat the ball away was Zach Benjamin.
Yeah, that was almost a completion to strong safety J.J. Bailey, and he threw it right at him. He should be very thankful he dropped it.
3-2. No pressure coming toward the quarterback. Going to send a man in motion. That's out of the pre-senior, so hopefully they're paying attention to him. They're going to bring pressure to the weak side and looking for Kenny Hendricks, but it's a bang-bang play knocked away to set up a 3rd down and long.
And that's what you have to do when they're feeding the hot hand. You got to stay close. Good, physical, strong man coverage. Do not make it easy for him to get open and take away one of their stronger pieces on the chessboard right now.
3-2 dime from Chicago. They're showing a safety somewhat near the box, but he comes down. Single safety high, cuts off the windows, and right into the hands of the Chicago defender, coming back the other way towards the 1st down marker. In Chicago, they definitely needed that one, and Derek Majors just talked about him. I think he's their #1 corner, comes up with a big catch.
And he's moving up in the pop charts. That's going to be his 5th interception. He was at 6 on the leaderboard going into that, and he's going to move up another spot with that. Huge play. Another drive that has ended in a turnover.
Now Chicago trying to cut into this lead. Offense has thawed out since that very first drive of the game. Going to come out in an empty set. Type attack, surveys, dumps the ball off to his hot route. Type attack gets it out to Paulie Truth for a big 1st down. Gave about 15 yards, and man, they need that one.
Nice ability to move. You know, that's what your leaders do. They go in there and they make a play. It doesn't look like a big play, but it's a play that says we're moving the ball forward, we're still in this, and we're still locked in. We're not going anywhere. This is only a 10-point game with an entire half of football left to play.
5 receptions for 61 yards is a career night for Arizona tight end for Chicago. That's an off night. Paulie Truth, and look at this beautiful catch right down the seam for a big 1st down. Bobby Tarantino running a 9 route.
And Bobby Tarantino almost came off those pins and broke it off for even more. He was nearly ready to break dance his way back up. That was a really good catch and run, Bobby Tarantino, for his 2nd catch of the game.
That was Type Attack's best throw, in my opinion. It was a rope right down the middle of the field.
Oh, it was a dime.
I don't know if that's an off ace formation. I'm about to look that one up, but nonetheless, they're going to send a receiver in motion. 3-step drop out by Ty, gets a ball out to his backup tight end for a pickup of 8 yards and gets the ball out of bounds.
Ian Jackson also has 1 attempt for 6 yards on the day. Fun fact.
2nd down and 2, you're inside the SFL red zone. Anytime you get down here, you don't want to settle for 6. Excuse me, for 3, you want to get 6. Our Joker set, look for some kind of, and there it is. We've been seeing it all night. This time, he gets the 1st down marker and crosses it, picks up a 1st down, but Type Attack, you got to slide, young man.
Yeah, you have to, or else you're going to lose the football. You know, it looked like the RPO, he was thinking about pitching it outside, but he decided to keep it. But you cannot be a hero in this business. Those guys hit hard.
Jay Martin just took about 2 years off of Type Attack's life with that hit. Hopefully he'll be okay.
It's 5 for his coach.
Flip type triple. Gonna be a give up the middle. Picks up about 3.5 yards there before being tackled down.
And every now and then you do have to throw these in there. Even though you don't have so much of a dedicated running game, you still got to make those running plays to balance the offense.
Blitz jokers versus man-to-man defense, but they're bringing pressure. There it is, a delayed blitz. Time runs out. Type Attack makes 1 man miss, makes a 2nd miss. Are you serious? Before finally being brought down after a gain of about 2 yards. Wow, I don't know. I'm not sure who's more disappointed. Type Attack for not scoring off those 2 missed tackles, or Sin City for not getting a tackle for loss.
And you know, with every one of those missed tackles, Mark Gronick just got madder and madder before he hit him.
Split Joker said going to send 1-800-Paulie anymore. That's just call him that from now. I'm not going to call him Paulie True. I'm just going to call him 1-800-Paulie. But they're going to send him in motion to the far side of the field. 5-step drop, looking for his tight end. Finds him, touchdown. Paulie Truth. 1-800-Paulie answers the call.
And the phone don't ring twice, baby. Right on the first ring. Chicago moves the ball down the field beautifully, effortlessly, and all the other terms that end in E. That was just beautiful right there.
Chicago getting back into this game. They are now down by 3, extra point pending. And man, they need that one, Jess.
And Paulie Truth right now is tied for the lead with Brett Killian, who's going to be playing a little bit later. Right now, Mr. Killian is currently in the phone booth. We're in the announcing booth. He's in a phone booth, changing out of his suit and into the S that's going to be on his chest, cleverly disguised as the number 12 in the upcoming contest at 9 o'clock.
You are watching the SFL, Simulation Football League, action here on the Virtual Football Network. This week on VFN, SFL Week 12 continues through Monday as the SFLM has a triple header Tuesday. No other network gives you more football. The SFL lives on VFN.
Love the Virtual Football Network.
Subscribe if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen.
And smash that like button.
2 birds and 1 stone. That's how you get 2 ads and 1 ad read. 5 wide receivers on the field. Bringing pressure. Oh, and that ball is dropped by Al Delapre Sr. He wants that one back because the defender made an ill-advised decision to take a swipe at the ball, missed it, and had Al Delapre caught that one. That's a pitch and catch and a race toward the end zone for about 80 yards.
That's going to sting a little bit. We'll tap your guy in the helmet and say, hey, it's going to be all right. We'll get him next time.
He's been eating all night, so you're not going to get too mad at him. You're going to send him in motion to the near side of the field. Chicago in man-to-man defense, 4-1 dime. Bring in pressure, and again, when Chicago brings pressure, Scar Patterson has been forced to get the ball out before he wanted to, and that's been the demise of his offense.
And Derek Majors was flying in there like a missile. He had no choice but to get rid of it.
Scar Patterson, he on 3rd down, 3rd and 10. They're going to bring 4 on the line. Showing blitz. They back out of it, bring 4 in on the pressure, and right on cue, making amends for that mistake. You know who, number 17.
And let me tell you, the veterans know that, hey, okay, so I dropped that one. I'm still back in the game. They don't get shook. That's what makes them veterans.
Scar Patterson looks like he has a little bit of a limp walking up to the line. He has got a couple of hits tonight. Here comes pressure. Chicago is bringing it. Bringing 6. Scar Patterson backs up to find more room, and it's a great pitch and catch, and a foot race to the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown from about 70 yards out. Touchdown, Sin City. They expand on this lead, now up by 10.
That limp came from Elliott Pope saying, hey, listen, man, you're going to have to hold my money after this catch. Look at that. Boom. And gone. He couldn't get the shoestrings, and there was nothing but real estate once he got past the safety protection. They just cheated too close to the line, and with his speed, Elliott Pope Jr. made him pay. Great catch for the 2nd season and 1st season since the Samurai and former Nashville Tempo associate.
66-yard TD reception by Elliott Pope. Only his 2nd catch of the game, but that one was a big one.
Oh, it really is. And these 3 receivers, Elliott Pope, Kenny Hendricks, Al Delapre Sr., have combined for over 300 yards. And each of them has at least 100 receiving yards.
391 passing yards by Scar Patterson, and we're still in the 3rd quarter. Short kick this time.
Go into the reserves on this one.
Yeah, he might have to take out a loan at this point, and I think half of that money is going to go to Scar Patterson in this offense.
Right, the bank's going to say, what happened? He's just going to wheel in the TV and put the VHS tape in the VCR, and they're like, they still have those?
If he asks him what happened, he's going to say, you must not subscribe to VFN, because if you were subscribed and following the channel, you would know what happened.
Oh, you'd have the money already. Be sitting on
That's
the desk.
right. 70 yards between here and the end zone. Flip tight triple for Chicago. Going to be a give to the back, who fumbles it again for the second time tonight. Is recovered by Sin City, and you went from bad to worse. Second fumble on the night here by Chicago's running back tandem, and this one was probably worse than the first.
You know, there's an old piece of wisdom from an old football coach. You can't win if you turn over the football, and this has been their kryptonite tonight, and Sin City is making them pay with every one of them. Look at where they're at. They're right on the 25-yard line to start the drive.
Zach Benjamin forced a fumble. King Jamal recovered it, and second down and 2 after that completion. Scar Patterson, despite them having a somewhat comfortable lead here, just going for the jugular, still lining up here 5 wide.
It really is killing them so far. You know, I'm taking a look at these drives, and because of these turnovers, Sin City does not have to go far at all. They're basically handing points away to them. This defense has to step up and get the football back.
Talon Steele in motion, serves as an owner and a player. Going to be a gain of about maybe half a yard. Chicago's defense trying to hold them to a field goal to give themselves a better chance of coming back and winning this game.
Well, you know, Zach Benjamin makes a run there. He doesn't get far with it, but that's okay. You have to make them respect the running game. Just like when you bunt in baseball, you have to make them respect the defense.
And that defense does hold. Coming up with a big tackle there is Cronkworthy. Like you mentioned earlier, the rookie came back into the ball game, and so far he's doing what he can to get his team back into this game.
Now, whatever they gave him in that tent, man, get me some of it. He has been playing lights out since he got back out.
32-yard field goal attempt here by Charles Franz. Right hash mark, and this ball is up and right down the middle. And you can almost hear the life out of that crowd as a field goal attempt successfully crossed through those uprights.
Yeah, and if you're Mike O'Neill, you love what you're seeing here because, yes, it was a turnover, but it's still a 2-touchdown game, and you didn't lose a lot of time off the clock. Good work by that defense.
Absolutely. Considering the starting field position, that's great work by the defense. Another short kickoff here, fielded about the 3. Going to be brought out to about the 21-yard line. Great special teams play by Chicago.
Now, Time Attack's last 10 pass attempts. You're gonna love this. His last 10 attempts have been all completions. One of them was a TD, except a completion that went to someone on the other team. That was an interception. So he's hot, but he makes some big mistakes so far. He's got to clean those up.
Bear defense are going to send a man a blitz. Oh, and wow, great coverage there. Blanketed Paulie Truth just did not allow him to come up with that reception.
Yeah, you know, sometimes there's really nowhere to go with it. You see Paulie Truth, and he's got that athleticism. You know, a double team is, you know, definitely something that he can navigate around. So you just decide to take a shot, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Tight triple, 2 tight ends on the field for Type Attack in this offense. 1-step drop, gets the ball out to Paulie. A pick of about 11 yards, went right back to him. First down, Chicago.
And, you know, that's a good one there. 6 reception on 8 targets. And, you know, and rather than go deep this time, let's go something a little bit inside. Let's just make a nice soft route, just get 10 yards and just keep the game moving. Time is not anybody's enemy right now.
Just yet. There's a lot of story left of this book to be written. Gonna send Dean Jackson, a backup tight end, in motion. Man-to-man defense here by Sin City. They're gonna bring pressure, gets the ball out, and that ball is overthrown. And you can credit that to the defense here of Sin City with the pressure they brought.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. You know, it's love and marriage. It needs a good read, but also needs a good throw. And if the pressure's there, sometimes both of them just don't happen.
Do not happen. Tap attack, second down and 10, trying to stay ahead of the chains. Bear defense here by Sin City again. Do they bring pressure? Do they back out of it? Ty's trying to get a read on it, sending a man in motion. Another quick 3-step drop. No one open. Got to get the ball to his hot read. That's Paulie True, who picks up 7 yards on that reception. Great job by Type Attack, not trying to force something downfield.
And great job by Jay Mart making the tackle, 6'2", 260. Linebackers ain't afraid of nobody in this business. They got some big dogs back there.
Again, 4-4 defense here by Sin City on 3rd and short. Type Attack going to pass it, however, into double coverage. Nowhere to go with the football. I'm not sure what he was looking at, but that receiver was blanketed, and he did not have a chance at bringing that ball in.
And sometimes you really can't figure out what you were looking at there on the play there, Mr. Quarterback. I mean, sometimes you can make a case for it, and then sometimes you just can't. Right now, this defense has to step up and get this ball back and quickly.
Sin City has not lost a road game since week 3 of the season when they had a disappointing loss versus Bossier City. Since then, they have won on the road versus Washington, the LA Lycans, and the DC Dragons, who at the time were undefeated, looking for their 5th road win of the season. Can they get it here tonight? Not sure yet. There's still a lot of his story to be written. 1:54 left in the 3rd quarter. Can they do it? Here comes Chicago bringing pressure.
And they're 3rd in the league protecting this house.
Pressure coming from the outside. They bring the mic on the blitz also. Scar gets it out, and Alden Dupree Sr. this time is able to hold on to it to move the chains.
He's still continuing to make those plays. You know, we talk about 12 seasons in the league and being a crafty veteran here, just finding the tenacity to step in, make those catches. He's been doing that a long time in this business.
When I sat down with Zach Benjamin and asked him about the game plan, he said he planned on airing it out. I said that might be a mistake versus this 6th-ranked defense, but he so far has proven otherwise. Again, gets the ball out, and oh, just like that, I hope it's not commentator's curse, but Chicago picks him off and returns the ball to the 20, and it's Havel Ramsey with the interception.
You know, once again, another quick drive that ends as a result of a turnover. Drops back, takes a look out here, and he's able to, oh, he just throws it right at him. He ball hawks it, and as soon as Havel Ramsey gets his feet down, great play by the 4-season 6', 205 cornerback with his 1st season here, former Nashville Tempo associate. And now Chicago has a chance to get a score here and get back in this football game.
They have got to take advantage of this great starting field position here at the 20-yard line, and it's going to start off, and on the very first play, they throw an interception and give the ball right back to Sin City. You've got to be kidding me. Joshua Durr, who made a great number of plays in the first half, comes up with an even bigger one here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, and what's interesting throughout this game is that there hasn't been a drive that's taken up longer than 3 minutes and 20 seconds of time. Every single time somebody has the football, they don't hold on to it for very long. That's why there's so much time left on the clock between these scores.
Wow, and right back to it. Scar Patterson with a short memory comes out 5 wide, not afraid, and he hits his man, Kenny Hendricks, for a gain of about 15 yards to move the chains.
Keep feeding the hot hand. You know, when you're in the casino and you're at the tables, they call it riding the rush. When you keep winning and you keep winning, stay as long as you keep winning. The house may always win, but as long as you're winning, keep riding that rush.
3-time All-Star and 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, Logan Lee, in the backfield, is advising his team, hey, we might be passing the ball a bit too much. But Zach Benjamin said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Gets the ball out to Kenny Hendricks, who moves the chains with another 13-yard reception.
That's 10 receptions, having an absolutely career game. Did we say Sunday night SFL? This is the Kenny Hendricks Show, everybody. I hope you are enjoying it. There is more to come. The Kenny Hendricks Show, here live on the Virtual Football Network. They're home for the SFL.
That is like an out-and-up Kenny Hendricks ran right there. Just lured the defense to sleep. 3-2 defense. Scar Patterson, all day to throw, but great defense in the secondary to bat the ball away. And again, it's the rookie, on a deflection.
Just deep coverage, and there's nowhere to go with the football. Everybody's in the third shell, and every piece of the shell is covered. Very, very good job by this Chicago defense. They have been knocking passes down left and right. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. They've been all over the place tonight, knocking these balls down.
Excuse me, second year plays a rookie of the year. That's why I'm getting confused. Look at Ty. Are you curious? And here I am saying type of tax name, as that's something you see him doing, is rolling out and throwing a ball with one hand while it's both feet in the air. But this time it's Scar Patterson. Look at that athletic ability, throwing the ball against his body back to his favorite receiver in the middle of the field while the defenders are for a first down.
You know, great work on the offensive line is often unseen.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Put your fours up as we are now underway here to start the fourth.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. I got my fours up.
5 wide receivers, you know it already, ladies and gentlemen. 5 wide receivers on the field. Chicago is threatening blitz on the strong side. Do they bring that pressure? Do they back off? They bring it actually from the wheel linebacker and almost intercepted again. That's the second or third time now we've seen. Oh, we got a man down. Former Scorpion, Ricky Robinson, down for Chicago.
No, you never like seeing that. And these cornerbacks have been really making opportunities out of their passes that have come their way to turn them into turnovers. But next man up. There's a lot of depth on this squad. A lot of really great players in this secondary.
Bo Martin Jr. says the only stat that matters is the W. He doesn't care how many interceptions his quarterback throws. As long as he gets the W, that's all that matters. We shall see if that story holds true. 5-step drop, gets the ball out, and wow, you want to talk about splitting the defense. Oh my goodness, another reception by Kenny Hendricks.
Now, Kenny Hendricks has his fours up too, and he waves his 4 fingers, and then, of course, Scar Patterson feeds him the football. 10 receptions, 166 yards,
182 yards, and a touchdown.
He could crack 200.
Oh, batted away. I thought this was going to be a... Now, see, in that instance, the big tight end has got to use his body to shield himself and become a shield between himself and the ball and the defender and bring it in for a touchdown, help his quarterback out.
You got to. It's just like when you're playing basketball in the city. You got to play big boy basketball. The first 4 letters of paint are pain.
Ty runs out, but he's able to shake off a man, and guess who? Al Dillapre Sr. moves the chains once again. I know what happened on that previous play, Jess. You know, I don't know if you noticed or not, but Allen Steele, in his off time, he's a wrestler. He wrestles. And so maybe the extra weight he's putting on to take on that additional punishment from all those body slams is getting to him, and that's why he wasn't able to move athletically to pick up that touchdown. Chicago brings the blitz and an ill-advised pass into the end zone. Lucky to not be intercepted. That ball is batted away by the Chicago secondary and set up a second down and 10.
Now, is that why his application to wear a luchador mask instead of a helmet was denied?
Yes, he thought he was playing the wrong sport. He thought it was wrestling. You see that war paint he has on? Out there with no gloves on. Just tape. He thought he was wrestling. 5-step drop by Scar Patterson. Throws the ball right down the middle of the field. And you're right. Money in the bank. Al Dillapre Sr. with his second touchdown grab. Guess what? He looked up at his agent and told him to take notes, because not only does he have more than 100 yards receiving on the game, but he also has 2 receiving touchdowns. That's double money in the bank. He looked up at Cam in the production booth and says, "Run me my money. I want it, and I want it right now."
They're calling a much different number than 100 Pauly Truth.
Yeah.
It's my money, and I need it now.
Just like the commercial says, I want my money, and I want it now, Cam. Don't have me waiting an extra week like you've been doing lately. I know you're tired. I know you're sick. I know your wife is probably knocking down the door. But hey, I need my money. Get your priorities in order, young man.
If there's incentive payments and you need them now, the style, Cameron, get my money right now.
That's right. Ball is kicked off back to Chicago. And again, you can tell anytime that ball is kicked in the direction of the west, the wind is just aiding it out of bounds. Going to start this drive to 20.
Now I'm going to tell you something. We are not in miracle territory. They can get
Not
3
quite.
touchdowns in 8 minutes, 57 seconds, but the window is closing. They got to start pitching a perfect game from here.
Man to man, here comes the blitz. There it is. Right up, they ran the ball right where the blitz was coming. Nowhere to go. They might have lost about a half a yard. They had a generous spot.
It just feels like when you run into like the very beginning of those medieval warfare scenes, that's what happened there. They just collapsed right on the ball carrier and ate him alive.
Second down and 10. Looking downfield, nothing was open. Tried to get it to his check down, and he was not open either. Caleb Giffis. Feel like he got bumped there by the defender.
You know, and Chicago started off hot, type attack, had it put together, finding his receivers, but now they seem to have a lot of miscommunication going on at this point.
Quaz, look, haven't seen this in quite some time. Going to send Caleb Giffis in motion. Sin City tells the defense that it's going to be man. Middle blast one. It's sending Mike linebacker. Time runs out on Pauly. Trying to get out of there. He makes a man miss and is going to pick up the first down. Slide, young man. But he takes on the punishment and picks up the first down.
You've got to. This is a game where turnovers are happening. You can't be bulletproof. You can't try to do everything yourself. You have to rely on your other playmakers in this moment right here. Giving a turnover away right now could be deadly.
Split spread look. 2 backs in the backfield. Looks like man-to-man defense here by Sin City. It is. They pick up about 5 yards regardless, despite the blitz coming up the A-gap.
You know, and they're doing it to, of course, make sure that they respect the run and trying to create more possibilities for, you know, their hired killers, you know, Giffis, Fullerton, Tarantino, Jackson, Truth, to go out there and make some plays. But time is not their friend right now. They're running out of it.
Our Joker set. Ty's been running out of this set. Going to be a handoff, play action, and throws it into coverage, looking for his favorite receiver, but unable to come up with it, as J. Mark says, not today.
You know, and it's actually fortunate that it was an incomplete pass, because if he had caught it and made a little more out of it, he probably wasn't taking it all the way to the house, and it would have made the clock tick some more, so it's a blessing in disguise.
3rd down and 5. Sin City with a DB standing about a yard off the line of scrimmage. Does he bring pressure? Does he back off? They're going to bring him. I think that's Evan Lacey. It is. But the line holds plenty of time, and that ball is knotted away on a deflection. Great job by Sin City. It is not easy to guard these receivers for that long.
Now, you may remember when I talked about that streak of 10 passes that Ty Tack made, where he completed all of them except the interception. Of the last 10 passes by Ty Tack have only been 3 completions, 1 for a TD and 1 for an interception. So the miscommunication going on in Chicago right now is deep and proving to be very fatal right now.
Sin City going to start this drive off at the 26-yard line as Elliott Pope returned it about 4 yards. This crowd still supporting this defense, trying to egg them on to make a play. 7:09 left in here in the 4th quarter. Sin City not backing down, still 5 wide. 5-step drop, great protection, and gets it out to Kenny Hendricks for a first down in the gain of about 16 yards.
Another catch, 12 receptions, rack them up. You might just be a hair under that magic 200 number. These three receivers right here have just been absolutely dominating the game right now. These tight ends have been picking up the blitzes. This has been team-based football. You know, there have only been, 5 attempts for 2 yards for Logan Lee, but he has been selfless and said, I'm going to get the win for my squad and pick up these blocks.
3-2 defense, got a safety down in the box, single safety high. And nowhere to go. Time ran out, and down goes Scar Patterson. And you kind of saw that one coming because once they line up that safety, they're in a box. They just took away everything short.
That's going to happen. It's going to, for miracles to happen, plays like that are going to have to occur. Peter Merck goes in there, the rookie, great job, 6'4", all 265 of them going in there and making a huge play for his team.
Great job by the rookie indeed. They're down in 2, and I believe they're going to bring pressure from the strong side of the field. Yeah, they got a cat blitz coming. There it comes. But they get the ball out and unable to bring it in. It's Talent Steele is a bang play, 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, you wonder what they're going to do here, and what they're going to draw up. Zach Benjamin, is he going to go for it? Probably not. Maybe he'll run it. But, hey, well, okay, so he's not going to run it because he's got 5 wide receivers out there.
He doesn't know what run mean. They're going to keep their foot on the gas, like Kobe once said. Keep your foot on their throat. 5-step drop. Here comes the blitz, and down goes Scar. He has not held up to the blitz today. Whenever they bring pressure is when Chicago has had more success.
This is a nice piece of chess mastery by Zach Benjamin. Yes, they're going to get the sack, but it's also taking precious seconds off of the clock. So it's a win-win situation as long as Scar Patterson does not fumble the football.
Speaking of money, Jad McPherson, that's his 2nd sack of the day, so he's got money coming too.
Good-ching.
Ball is putted away. Wow, look at that punt. That's an all-star punt right there. Returned about 6 yards to the 26-yard line is Caleb Giffords.
The score is very lopsided, but look at those total yards between both teams. 806. Wow. Like, what a day. I mean, when you have 306 yards and you're on the underside of that, that's an amazing day of offense for both teams, but the score is what tells the entire story, and it's the only stat that truly matters.
5:27 left here in the 4th quarter. Chicago needs 3 touchdowns to potentially win this game. And wow, look at that great pitch and catch. That's going to help indeed. Look at him. Can he go all the way? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, Chicago. Let me get some. Touchdown, John Fullerton.
Oh, let me tell you, I hope you press that like button, but I know what you're not pressing. Any button on that remote control. You are not going anywhere. You know better. The SFL delivers here on the Virtual Football Network. Look at that play. Caught right there by the receiver. John Fullerton just takes off down the sideline. A huge mistake that is now bringing life and firing up this Chicago squad.
This is a game of inches. King Jamal, the safety, just missed batting that ball away by about a fingertip. Had he not trimmed his nails this morning, that's an incomplete pass. But nonetheless, it's a touchdown for Chicago, and they have trimmed to this lead. Now down 13.
Man, isn't it, Eddie? It always is a game of inches. Every year, every championship game, every season, it always comes down to a game of inches.
500 total yards of offense here by Sin City, but Chicago hanging in there. Look at this return by the big man, number 40. Fumbles! Oh, it is recovered by Chicago. Are you kidding me?
Chicago got it back.
Yes, they did, and I'm trying to figure out why is he even returning the ball. I'm not sure if there was fatigue out there, but for whatever reason, number 44, I'm trying to find this number. I do not see it here. Oh, that's Chevy Monacarlo on the return, the fullback. Fumbles it. Oh,
Eddie,
and now Chicago.
It's luck love. When you do it right, you get lost in the magic.
Yeah. Bear defense, and this time 1-800 Paulie answers the call for a big gain of about 18 yards, and we got ourselves a new ball game.
We really do, and just like that. Oh, God. It feels great, man. Oh, the butterflies, dude. I love it. Holy
Now
truth is nice.
that right there is what Tyler Steele should have done a moment ago, keeping himself between the defender and the ball.
And you
to
know
bring
the
up that
Chicago
catch.
fans, they're like, come on, type attack. Don't break my heart, baby.
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
Split jokers. He gets the ball out and intercepted in the end zone. Joshua Durr with another big play to get the ball back to his and Ty is down. You want to talk about a double whammy. Chicago was right back in this game, but he made a ill-advised throw, man-to-man defense there. My best against your best, but unfortunately, Joshua Durr, who's made splash plays all game long, comes up with his biggest one right there to get the ball back to Sin City.
I think I'm going to stay silent on the matter.
That's probably best. Sin City, Scar Patterson, he just has no fear. 5 wide on first down when they try to milk the clock and throw the ball right down the middle of the field. And why throw it? But, oh, my goodness, are you serious? Tyler Steele down the right sideline. Can he go? No. The doggone take on his back got too heavy, and he's down. But talk about flipping the field. Tyler Steele comes up with the biggest play of the game for himself.
And it looks like they were risking it all to get to the quarterback there with that pressure, and he just got beyond the final tackle, J.J. Bailey, and once he was beyond that last line of defense, it's so much space to work with. Tyler Steele, yeah, he's a big frame, 6'7", 263, but he can move, and he had so much space to work with.
Chicago losing a turnover battle 5-4, but yet that last one might have been the biggest one. Is this a 3-4 defense? Nonetheless, going to be a give up the middle, and Sin City finally trying to run some clock off. Did they pick up the first down? I'm not sure. I didn't see where they marked it.
And running the clock becomes your friend here. You know, Sin City and Zach Benjamin wants to keep running the football here because if you keep it on the ground, as long as you don't drop it on the ground, you're in a good position because you get the field goal. I mean, you're up 16. They're going to need 2 scores. They're going to need 2 two-point conversions.
Well, Sin City looks like they're trying to drain clock. Here we are, 4 seconds before left on the play clock, and they finally get it off. Is that Logan Lee on the carry? It is for set up a 3rd down and 3. And he's got fresh legs.
Let me tell you, I mean, it's not over yet. You know, I mean, based on what we've seen in this last couple of minutes, I mean, there could be a turnover. There could be a pick 6. Like something crazy could happen. This game is not over yet.
Bo Martin Jr. Tyler Shelby in the SFL chat just mentioned 12 picks in the last 3 games. And Bo Martin Jr. said, did you forget what I just said? Only stat that matters is the W. And right now we're winning this game. Our Joker set. Going to be a give off to the weak ISO, and look at that hole to run through. Chicago probably not accepting the run as much as they've been passing it today, and it's going to set up a 1st down.
Yeah, and there's really not much that can be done here. I mean, it would, at this point, it looks like it would take, you know, Sin City just literally handing the ball to somebody on the other team and rolling out the red carpet.
Logan Lee telling his coach, I'm ready. Give me the ball. Eddie Gage just said, I got fresh legs. We're inside the 10. Give it to me. But he's got to wait another play because we are just hit the 2-minute warning. Two-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. Sin City trying to secure this W. Chicago in desperate need of a turnover, and that was a 3-4 defense I saw earlier. Here they are in again. Going to be a give up the middle. Logan Lee with the fresh legs falls about 1.5 yards short of the end zone. I thought he was going to get in there, Jess, but they tackled him.
Yeah, you wonder like what the strategy is going to be here. I mean, bleed it out, score. I mean, I think we might have You might have seen the end of this story.
Bo Martin Jr. is on the sidelines yelling at him to take us home. Logan Lee, take us to the promised land. Secure this W. Our Joker set going to send a receiver to the near side of the field. Going to be a give up to the weak side. And there's that touchdown. And he dove into the end zone for style points. Logan Lee secures the win for Sin City.
To the land of milk and honey, we drink freely and beyond our fill. What a great game by Sin City. I already know who my game ball is going to.
That was Logan Lee's 9th carry of this game for 17 yards. He's been pretty much held in check, but Scar Patterson in this offense, 56 pass attempts, got the ball up and down the field for Sin City.
Yeah, he's probably telling, Pope and Hendricks and Dillapre, it's like, hey, guys, can I get a touchdown too? And they're like, fine. You can have a touchdown too.
Sunday, a SFL 4-pack of games get started with Baltimore and Florida in need of a win. That's already underway. What am I doing? They're blowing them out, Florida is.
I mean, they got it. It's like a movie where, like, the good guys are in need of saving the day.
Yes, they are. And I can see Cam already saying, Eddie, what the hell are you doing, young man? 49-24, the final, in case you missed it. Florida blows out Baltimore. Baltimore falls to 2-6, I believe they are now.
Yeah, that is a very tight division, too.
Type attack hits his man downfield for a first down. They burn a timeout. Down to one timeout left in this game.
Yeah, and at this point, it's vanity points. Scoring here, it will look cosmetic. It won't look like, it's so far away. You can get some points, you can get some stats.
I got wind of it. Type attack is not a ball. And look at this. Nonetheless, it does not matter. As Paulie True catches a pass down the right sideline. And you're right. We got a developing story here. I forgot he got hurt on that last drive out of the game. It's type attack.
Yeah, but this is good to see.
His backup, Brock Hurd.
But this is good to see Brock Hurd coming in. And, you don't want to show that you're going to lay down. Hey, go get the other touchdown, put some more points on the board.
Miss Bobby Tarantino there. He wants that opportunity back. 2nd down and 10.
Ooh. Mark Gronick, Zach Benjamin, a fumble apiece.
Not a good day at the office. Quad's look at Sin City in a 4-2 nickel. That's interesting. Pocket holds for the young quarterback, and he finds a receiver for a first down. They're going to go no huddle here. On that reception was Caleb Giffis. We go play action. And again, the young rookie gets it out to a receiver for another first down. Remaining in no huddle. Brock Hurd dropping back. The left-handed quarterback this time, Luck runs out, and that ball is batted down. And they're going to get reseated here, 2nd down and 10. Evan Lacey with a deflection.
That's a combined 1,000 total yards of offense.
What was that? Was it Ramos who said defense is optional?
Hey, what's the best defense, right?
Trip set. 3 receivers at the top. Gonna send a man in motion to the near side. Sin City gives the tail to showing this man defense. Joshua Durr slides over with them. And no chance of that one getting complete. That was a great defense right there. You don't have to necessarily bat the ball down, but just slow the receiver up. Watch this defense right here. Just slow them down, turn around, look for the ball, and they will not throw the flag in that situation.
Yeah, I was reading a book about Kobe Bryant, and he said he knew where he could pull on the jerseys of other players and get away with it, based on where the refs are standing. A little bit of gamesmanship.
As long as you're looking for the ball, turn around, have your head looking to it, they aren't going to call that unless it's egregious. Man defense here again for Sin City. Brock Kerr gets the ball out, and that ball is batted down. Bang, bang play. And again, 4th down and 10. Will Chicago kick the field goal, or do they keep the offense on the field?
I think they should try to activate the 3-touchdown power-up.
Brought to offense remains on the hill.
There we go.
Brock Kerr, the cross look. 4-1 dime. Only one linebacker on the field. He's going to come on a blitz. Middle blast one. And again, great job of defense there. Keeping your head turned, looking for the ball. Slow down a receiver and impede his progress. Look at this. This is perfect cornerback play. Locate the ball, swivel your hips, make a move for the ball like you're going to bat it down, and they would not call that. Great job by Joshua Durr, who's done a great job of cornerback play here all day long today, including that big interception in the end zone a few minutes ago.
And this is one of those examples where you can give up a lot of yards as a defense, but play great as a defense. The turnovers they forced, the opportunity they created for their offense, only giving up 17 points, being big in the crucial moments. This is one of those times where it's going to look like they didn't perform well on paper, but they performed well in the stat that matters, and that's the W. You know, like my dad always said, there's guys who get you stats, and there's guys that get you wins. Get me the team that wins.
Monday, Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty are back for the Monday Night Spectacular. This week, it's a South Division Classic. The Fort Worth Toros try to keep pace with the Mexico City Aztecs south of the border in prime time. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. The SFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. And considering the standings of the Mexico City Aztecs, go Fort Worth.
Let me tell you, remember, they're the champions until they're knocked off the top of the mountain. Let's not forget that.
I have not forgotten it. They're going to be a force in this league all season long. Absolutely not. And that's going to be the final in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Sin City continues their Road Warrior streak. 37-17 the final in this one, rebounding after that tough loss last week versus the Scorpions.
I'm going to tell you my game ball right now. And I'm a little unconventional with my game ball. You got Kenny Hendricks. He had nearly 200 yards. You got Elliott Pope, Dillapre, both with over 100. Talon Steele, nearly 100. But when you have offensive performance like that, 577 yards of offense, we all know who really made that possible. My game ball is going to 4 particular players on the Sin City Samurai team. And that's offensive lineman LL Volt, Jackson Burrito, offensive line lady Rose Steele, and offensive lineman Adam Chase. The quiet warriors in the pit getting it done. That's who's getting my game ball tonight.
That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. For Jess, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, for myself, for Cameron Duty in the production, for Andy Hamilton in the stats truck. Yo, I'm Eddie Gage. We up out of here, y'all. Peace.
You got it.